Hello， 大家好，我是轰酷，欢迎收看轰酷看篮球，跟你最及时具体的篮球解析。各位，相信你也看到了，这支影片非常不一样啊！今天感谢 Henry 哥的牵线，让我受到 EuroProBasket 的邀请，来这边参与欧洲数一数二大的季前训练营。待会有各种球员从世界各地飞往西班牙来接受特别的训练，而你现在也可以看到我背后的训练场，那叫一个豪华啊！所以今天我们不只要拍他们训练的内容，还会带你访问欧洲的球员跟教练，让他们来告诉你什么叫做欧洲的球风，什么叫做欧洲的篮球。好了，那这边我也不废话了，直接进入今天的影片吧。
The player that I actually admire the most is probably Kevin Durant, just simply because of his size. You know, like 6'11", 7 foot, one of the best scorers of all time. Like you can't leave out Kevin Durant, so that's most definitely one of the players I actually admire the most. And even when I came into basketball, he was one of the players I actually idolized.
First, I'll say Candace Parker. I've been following her since she was at Tennessee, since I was a little girl, and her game is just dominant. Very versatile, you know, she wasn't limited, and I've always identified myself as that type of player. So watching her growing up was very inspiring. Her style of play was just one of one, in my opinion. Like, she's definitely up there in terms of all the other great players. Watching her was just amazing.
So I think the player that I admire the most is Steph Curry. I love how he is a professional on and off the court and how he carries himself.
I admire Kyrie Irving. I watch his game closely, and he's a true definition of a professional. He's a complete player. He knows how to keep his team involved and stay motivated on the court.
You know, defining the type of basketball in Europe is kind of similar from where I come from, which is from Australia. Also playing in the US for about 4 or 5 years. In the US, it's a lot more athletic. In Europe, it's a lot more team-based, a lot more, you know, passing the ball more. It's not a one-on-one thing, it's more, you know, 5-on-5. So you got, you know, the help defense as well that you have to be worried about.
European style of basketball is more of a higher IQ play. A lot of passing is more of get the best shot possible. It makes it easier for you, you know. You don't have to worry about having to do everything by yourself. It's more of a team play, you know. Everybody's incorporated. Everybody does their role, and that is better for the team.
I would love to play in Asia. I've seen players at different combines and different pro runs where they are physical and they're fast, they're great at defense, and they're very smart as well. I believe the culture in Asia surrounded around basketball is thriving, and it pushes the sport forward.
I hear nothing but great things about Asia. I mean, sometimes I'll be like, man, it sounds better than where I live, where, you know, my country. Hopefully I would get the opportunity. I would love to learn more about Asia and the culture and everything like that. I'm very open. I'm a very open person. So yes, absolutely.
I'll definitely be interested in playing basketball in Asia, just simply because of the atmosphere that, you know, the crowds bring, and just the culture of basketball and the people there. Just an amazing people. There's so many different places in Asia you can play, especially coming from a small country in Asia, Sri Lanka. But you look at the basketball now, the CBL, especially basketball in Taiwan, Japan, anywhere across there, basketball is becoming a major sport, and yeah, it's really inspiring to see that, and it just, yeah, I'd love to play there one day.
So personally, I'm a little bit older. I'm 33. I've taken a few years off of basketball, so I'm excited to just get back in shape, see how my body feels, and if possible, I'd love to play somewhere, whether it's in Europe or Asia or anywhere. But right now, just in the phase of getting back in shape and excited to play again.
As a career, I see basketball being a long-term goal. I want to eventually get into the training aspect on my own and coaching as well. So in every avenue that I can, I study the game, whether it be from the youth standpoint or from the pro standpoint. I stay connected. I make great connections with a lot of pro players. I make great connections with parents and the youth in the community. So in one way or another, I'll always stay attached and push it forward.
So this is actually my first time in Europe, going in blind. You know, I didn't really do much research, but I told you as before, I'm an open person. Like I said, I love the style here. The coaches are great, probably the best coaches I've been in front of in my whole career. They really break the game down for you, and I really enjoy that as a player, a student of the game. I love to be actually taught, you know, so I definitely see myself, you know, playing here in the future. It could be Spain, it could be anywhere else, but definitely Europe is definitely, I feel like I could call another home.
A lot of people say family, which family is a big thing for me, but also just for myself. You know, I've had a lot of people in my past doubt me and not give me a real opportunity. I mean, that's what all the hard work comes into it, and you just got to prove people wrong sometimes. So yeah, that's what really motivates me sometimes.
I've played individual sports like tennis, things of that nature, and what excites me the most is about a team culture. Being able to rely on your teammates, being able to help your teammates, and being there for your teammates is one of the things that helps me as a person individually. It helps build character. I feel that basketball is a great way to learn how to be a better person based on how well you dedicate yourself to the game. You can dedicate yourself to your life as well.
First of all, I've picked up the ball when I was 5 years old. It just speaks to me. It understands me. Whenever I'm down, I can always rely on it, and it really always gets me in a better mood. I won't say it defines me, but it definitely is my first love, and it's been something I've been just drawn to naturally. I've been born this way. I just really love the game, and I will always love the game. Even when I put it down, I'll always try to be a part of it. So yeah, that's what motivates me.
那在听完球员的想法之后，我自己比较惊讶的是，他们对于来亚洲打球都是持开放态度。我当天私下跟他们在聊天的时候，其实这些球员对于来亚洲是期待的哦，他们也知道我们的环境正在慢慢变好。那当然，对于这些澳洲、美国的球员来说，留在当地还是最优先的选项。只是现在这个时代，国际化和旅外确实也是个选项啦。接下来要带给你们的是教练访谈的部分，这里就比较 hardcore 咯。如果你对欧洲球风的定义还不是很了解，或者你想知道他们对于台湾篮坛是什么看法，记得一定要看到最后，好不好
？Well, European basketball, it is very intense, and also it's very team-oriented in the sense that all players on the court, they're involved, they touch the ball, and that way it also makes it more fun to play for yourself because everybody really has a role on the team. If I compare that to the NBA style, where a lot of players play isolation basketball, where one player is dribbling and the other ones are standing in the corner waiting for a shot, then it's completely different. In Europe, European style, everybody is involved and everybody will have his moment to score in the game. You can see it in everything, also in the box scores of the top leagues. Then I talk about the EuroLeague, the Spanish ACB. If you look at the box scores after the game, you see 12-man rosters where all 12 players play significant minutes. They all play 20, 25 minutes, and maybe the top scorer of the game will have 15 points. If you compare that to the NBA, where only one guy is touching the ball and he ends the game with 40, 50 points, it's completely different. And like I said, this way, it's way more fun for everybody on the court to play the game. There is another big difference. I think it's the basketball IQ. Like the decision making in Europe is really, really high and players understand basketball. Otherwise, you're just not good enough. And this way we really like it, and it makes the game a bit more tactical. I think one of the things that really changed is the coaching philosophy. I think we really improved on decision making. We have way better coaching philosophies and coaching methods to develop our players, and that's you really see it in the game. Where I think that in the USA sometimes the coaching is still very old school. Here in Europe, you need several degrees in order for you to work with kids and to teach them how to play basketball. And compared to the US, they still have the better bodies, and they still have a lot of players, of course, in the US, but I think Europe is coming closer and closer. That's what we saw in the recent World Cups, and I think maybe also next time we will see it on the Olympics.
When we are really focused on how to develop the versatile players. So probably this is the most important thing. And as I said, like connection and blending the European and NBA basketball, what is we're changing the tempo, made a big influence on our basketball, and this is a three-point shooting. So like 10 years ago, we didn't shoot so many threes, but I think this is something what we brought from the States as well.
In the recent years, I think Europe won a lot of individual prizes in the NBA. I think it has a lot to do with player development in Europe. For example, I saw Giannis Antetokounmpo play its under 16 European Championship years ago. At that time, he was playing as a point guard. And the big difference is sometimes in youth teams, old school means that, oh, we have one big guy in our team, so we put him under the basket and we win every single game, and at the end of the season we're champions and we think we're the best of the world. And the coach thinks he's the best of the world because he won all of his games. But actually the coaching philosophy here was different. They put Giannis on the point guard position to improve his skill set. And that's the reason why, for example, right now, he is a 4 player with such an extended skill set in the NBA, and he can do things way more than just playing under the basket. And the same goes with Nikola Jokic. I mean, there's so much material available online on how they worked with Nikola Jokic, his decision making, his passing skills as a big, instead of just putting him under the basket. So I really think that it has a lot to do with the coaching style here in Europe and how to treat tall guys. I think to improve the level of basketball in Asia, the very first thing is invest in coaching. It's really, really important. Everything, your future in basketball, will depend on your coaches. The coaches that stand on a daily basis on the court with the kids, from the small kids on. Like, for example, that's one of the things I see here in Spain, that they have really, really good coaches working with the small kids. For the rest, I mean, you have to be honest, like, because of the reality, Asia doesn't have the same freaks of nature than the NBA has. You don't have a Giannis, maybe you don't have a Nikola Jokic. So it doesn't really make sense to compare yourself with them. You have to just find other ways, like they often also do in Europe with working on decision making. Try to do the simple things better. And instead of, for kids, only watch the NBA, watch those freaks of nature, you should watch other types of players. You should watch Sergio Llull, you should watch Facundo Campasso, how they play and how they can dominate the game by just being 1.85 m, 1.80 m, but really find good ways to dominate the game. And in that sense, I really appreciate what you try to do with this video to promote European basketball, because I really think it's important that you guys, that you watch European basketball, that you watch the EuroLeague and the Spanish League. I really think it's going to improve you as a player.
I mean, like always, the first step is the toughest one. So just be brave to make the first step. Means to leave your country, to go abroad, and just to start studying the international basketball. And of course, if you come to Europe or United States, you have to keep open-minded. You have to be open to new things, to new culture, new way of the basketball, maybe new food. I know it's not easy because I already went through this situation. But at the end, I'm pretty sure that this kind of the way of improving your abilities is the best one. To go abroad, to study there, see new things, and then to bring it home. You can help anybody else to improve your general way of basketball.
Well, here at EuroProBasket, we offer players from all over the world. We offer them opportunities to learn about European basketball, to practice in these professional facilities, to work with European coaches. And the idea is to find the team right here in Europe. So I really think that EuroProBasket is an ideal opportunity for you guys. And the advice I can give you before showing up is come ready. Come ready to to get feedback, come ready to play at a really high intensity, but foremost, enjoy the ride.
好了，看到这个布景就知道我人已经回到德国了。其实参观完这次欧洲的篮球训练营，我自己感触最深的还是他们在球员培养这块。首先，参加这个训练营的球员们，虽然说目前都是职业球员，或者说学生运动员，简单来讲都还是 player 的身份啦。但很多人已经开始规划未来了。在参与篮球这个项目上，欧洲和美国有很多不同的选择。不当球员以后，他们还可以担任防护员，担任教练，就像那个黑人小哥说的，即便不当球员了，他在他的家乡还是能做很多跟篮球有关的事情。不过在台湾，我好像就比较少看到这样的规划。HBL 的球员那么多，但最后真正能留在篮球产业的又有几个呢？我觉得这是大家可以去思考的问题。如果我们的产业更蓬勃发展，分工更专业、更精细，是不是就能创造更多的就业机会？然后也因为看到打篮球有未来，家长们让小孩从小接触篮球的意愿也才更大嘛，这是我自己的一点点思考啦。然后讲到这点，就能牵扯到教练的培养。我自己在做采访的时候，印象最深刻的一段对话，就是那个比利时籍的教练讲的东西。他说，如果亚洲的篮球想要进步，培养教练是很重要的一环。我们必须有好的教练培训体系，让台湾拥有够多的好教练，然后让这些好教练回到基层，从小开始教导我们的孩子，培养正确的篮球观念。台湾现在虽然也很缺球员，没有错，但这就是先有鸡还是先有蛋的问题。我认为要等台湾有好教练之后，才能培养出好的球员嘛。我们球员的身体素质，我觉得不比日本差啊，他们也才一个8分垒而已，剩下的好球员不都是纯血亚洲人吗？那在身体素质类似的情况下，为什么我们的篮球水准和他们越差越大呢？我自己认为教练的培养是体系里面一个很大的问题。最后工商服务一下，如果你想要知道更多跟篮球有关的资讯，可以去 follow EuroProBasket。那假设你是球员，想亲身体验看看何谓欧洲篮球的训练，欢迎到他们的网站去参考参考。相信我，跑到那里学习新的知识，你不会后悔的啦。另外，影片里面对于亚洲篮球有很棒见解的教练 ，IG 在画面上，各位也可以去追踪一下。同时，他也会不定期在自己的网站写一些跟教练有关的心得，各位可以去参考和订阅。连结我有放在置顶留言了，各位都能去参考参考。好了，那今天的影片差不多这样子，喜欢我的影片记得按赞、订阅、加分享。红克篮球，我们下次再见喽，拜拜。